Hello, everybody. It's Expert Friday. It's already after 5 a.m. Pacific time. That means a late start, but got some good critical things done already today. Just a quick review. This is Expert Friday, but doesn't mean you can't learn. Doesn't mean you can't be a beginner and start here. Oops, I hit a button here that I shouldn't have. Here we go. Anyway, this is just a review of how you would grade something if you're a Sudoku puzzle, if you're starting out and you want to be uber organized. The first thing you would do is write down all the numbers from 1 to 9 here, and then just indicate how many of them are already represented or given before you begin the puzzle. And then as you complete rows, you put a check mark on the right hand side. As you complete columns, you put a check mark underneath, and as you complete boxes, you put a check mark. You put a little bubble or whatever, highlighted, solid in a circle, whatever you want to call it, top right-hand corner of the boxes that are complete. So, and then a completed puzzle might look something like this, where all 9 of the numbers are accounted for. And if you look at the first or second or third, those first 3 are good ones to learn from puzzles. You'll get a good idea of how to grade them. Okay, so let's get going. I did a little bit of about a 6 or 8 second cheat, and I noticed that the 1 is available. I don't know if we'll have enough 1s. We got 6. That's quite a few. 1s remaining. There's 1 there. There's 1 there. Let's see here. 1 and 1. Aha! We've solved for the 1. This will be the center 1. Bottom box, bottom cell in it. So therefore, 1 will either be here or here. Let's see here. That's about going to be it, I believe it is. Let's see here. These 2. So in this bottom left box, the 1 can either be here or here. It's about all we can do for the 1s, okay? Beyond that, I look for volume. So this one only has 2 cells that are empty, this box, bottom box. So let's see what they are. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. 5 and 2 are what are missing. So let's see if we got any clues around here. 5 and 2. I don't see any right off the bat, so let's just make a note of that. 5 and 2. Can be in either one of those. There. Okay. So let's see here. 2s. I just happen to notice 2s here. I was fixated on 2s. So by virtue of this right column of boxes, we have a 2 here, a 2 here. So the 2 needs to be on the left. We have a 2 here. So it needs to be 1 there or there. Here we've given ourselves a 2 middle row of boxes. 2's on the bottom, 2's on the top, 2 needs to be in the middle. It can't be here, so it has to be here. So now that helps us here. This must therefore be a 5. And this must be the 2. So now we have a 2 on the top with regard to the bottom row of boxes. We have a 2 on the top, 2 in the middle, 2 needs to be in the bottom. There's 2 cells. There's no clues to tell us which. But it can only be in one of 2 spots in that bottom left box, the number 2. Yes, so that's about it for 2s. Okay, let's go back to, we solved for the one that had the most volume. Okay, now in terms of volume, look at this, this column of cells, the left column in the middle box of cells, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is missing. So look, 6 can't be there, therefore 6 is here. 987 is missing. All right. So that's what I mean by looking for volume. That's how I do it when I don't do any of the grading in advance. I just start taking a puzzle. I look for volume. I look for volume within individual columns of cells. I look for volume within individual rows of cells. And I look for volume within boxes. So this box here, for example, strikes me as having, it has 4 empty ones. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 3 is missing. So 3, there's a 3 there, there's no 3 there, so it can be in a maximum of 3 places. We would not put it. 4, 5, 5 is missing. 5 is here, 5 is here, cancels out these. So we know that 5 can only be here or here. 6 is missing, okay? 6 cancels out, 6 is here. So we now have 6 solved for. So it cannot be there by virtue of that 6. It cannot be there by virtue of that 6. So the only place 6 can be is there. 7. 8 is missing. So now 8 is here, but because of the 6 that was solved for, that only leaves 2 blanks with regard to 8, 2 empty cells. So we know, we know that the 8 can either be here or here. All right. So 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So now we have pairs. Aha. So now because of the 6, now the 3 is down to 2. It can either be here or here. And that gives us pairs. So by virtue of the fact there's 3 total cells that are blank in this bottom right box, 3 and 8 are right here on the same row, and they are missing numbers. Therefore, neither the 3 nor the 8 can be there. There are 2 of the 3 missing numbers. So these provide pairs, and therefore we now can solve this. This has to be a 5. That's a critical thing to understand. Now, because we can solve that for 5 with regard to this cell, which only has 2 numbers provided thus far, can only be in those 2 cells in the bottom left box. All right, all right, all right. Now, if we want to get kind of silly, I already noticed something, but let's assume we haven't noticed it yet. Notice that, what was I going to say? I think it was with regard to 5. Well, yes, it is going to be. So, with regard to the number 5, check this out. This box has 3 empties, but the 5 runs into it here, making it so that the 5 cannot be here or here. So there's only one place the 5 can be. That is here. Therefore, we know this needs to be 1. Therefore, we can solve for this box. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 is the missing number. Okay. I just happen to notice 4 there, so that means the 4 needs to be here. 1, 2, 3 is also missing, so with regard to this right-hand column of cells in the middle column of boxes, so let's find out what is missing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is missing. 6, 7, 8, and 9 is missing. So now, before we write them down as notes, we know 5 and 9 are missing. Now look at the 9 is here. So the 9 across here, it cannot be here. Therefore, the 9 cannot be here. we don't even know where. I notice now there's a 9 here, but that's not enough. The 9's going to be anywhere here, which means the 9 cannot be there. Therefore, this needs to be a 5. And this is where the 9 goes. Another key concept. Speaking of 9s, left-hand column of boxes, 9's on the left, 9's in the middle. Therefore, 9 can only be here. Okay, 9 and 9. Let's see. So with regard to the top row of boxes, we have a 9, a 9. A 9 needs to be here or here. It cannot be in the center cell of this top right box. Therefore, it needs to be here. Therefore, by virtue of the note, that has to be a 2. Now we got a 2 here and a 2 here, so we can make a note 2 and 2. Okay. So I think that's so far so good. Let's go back to the whole numbers and let's see here. Volume, volume, volume. Well, this column of cells has 3 blanks. We know the 5 cannot go here, but it could potentially go there. Let's make a quick note of that. This is a good cross section. A lot of numbers here, a lot of numbers here. You'll often notice there are a lot of the same, but let's see. We know that can potentially be a 5. So let's go 1, 2. There's no 3 accounted for. And there's a 3 here. So this could be the potential for 3 and 3, which would give us a pair, which would mean we could solve for this. 4, 5, 6, 7 is there, 8, and 9. So yes, that could be a 3. Those are the only 2 numbers that can be in that cell. Let's look at this one here. 1, 2, 3 is missing. Okay, so we're going to add that. 4, we know 5 is potential there, missing. 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's only those 2. So now, no matter what, we're going to be able to solve for that one. Here we go. Let's just look at this one right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is missing. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4 is the missing number. So we know a 4 must go there. All right. All right. All right. All right. So now, any more volume? Well, let's look at this. That's probably a bit presumptuous on our part. Let's go. Well, sometimes you randomly pick a cell and you just go through the numbers and you'll come up with, so let's look at this one. We're looking at this cell right here, which is the bottom left cell in the top right box. Okay, top right box, bottom left cell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 7 and 8 are missing. This cell here, for the remainder of this game, can either be a 7 or an 8. Can't be anything else. Now let's see if we can solve for 7s. Yes, 7s here, not solve for 7s, but make a notation about the 7. We know the 7, by virtue of this 7 and this 7, it can only be here. Therefore, the 7 here can either be here or here, which gives us pairs. Okay, that gives us a pair. That means we ought to solve for that cell. 1, 2, that cell there is a 3. All right, didn't help us with regard to these. That's how it works. All right. Any more volume that we don't at least have notes for? Let's see here. Let's see here. Aha. Let's look at the number 9 with regard to the top right box. 9 cannot be here or here by virtue of that 9. But this 9 here, oh wait, it's already got a 9. Therefore, let's look at 9 here. We have, with regard to this right-hand column of boxes, 9's on the left, 9's in the middle, 9 needs to be on the right, can't be in the right cell of that box, of the right box, so it's going to be in the top right cell of this box. And we solve for all of the number 9's. Let's look at number, we got 2's we can't solve for even though it's a small, let's look at number 6. See if we can pick up on 6. Here, right-hand column, 6 on the right, 6 on the left. 6 needs to be in the middle, can't be in the top, so it's going to be in the bottom cell of this top right box. Okay, let's look at this middle row of boxes. 6 on the bottom, 6 on the top. Therefore, 6 will be in the only empty cell where it could be. Okay, let's look at the left column for 6. 6 on the right, 6 on the left, 6 needs to be in the middle. 6 cannot be in the center, 6 cannot be on the bottom. So it needs to be in the top, in the bottom left box, it needs to be in the top cell. Therefore, that is a 1. Okay, with regard to the number 1, left box. Can't be in the left-hand column in the left box. By virtue of this one, can't be in the right-hand column. Has to be in the middle column. Can't be in the bottom. Must be on the top. Okay. Let's look at the top column of boxes with regard to the number 1. Can't be in the bottom, can't be in the middle, must be on the top. Can't be in the top cell, must be in the top right cell, in the top right box. Okay, left-handed Sudoku. Let's go into the right-hand box. Right-hand column of boxes, top right, middle, has to be in the left, can't be in the top left, has to be in the left cell of this right box. So now we're down to 1 and we know which one that is, which we'll complete the puzzle with it. Okay. Now we can solve for this bottom row of cells. Even though there's an empty one. Left box, there's an empty cell, top left, but the bottom row of cells, 3 cells in that box are blank. We can at least account for them, which numbers they are. 9, 8, 7 has got to be there. So we know by virtue of this one here, 7 can either be here or here. In other words, 7 cannot be there. Okay, 6, we know 5 can be anywhere. We're not going to write it any beyond that because this 5 was written with regard to this column of cells, not with regard to here. So we're not going to add any 5s. We already know by virtue of that they could be anywhere there. 4, 3. Okay, same with the 3. We don't have enough information to put the 3. So those are the 3 numbers missing from these 3 cells. 3, 5, and 7. 7, 5, and 3, however you want to look at it. Therefore, we should solve for this cell. 1, 2, 3, 4 is the missing number in that top left cell in the left box. Okay, now 4 comes here. We know it's not here. Therefore, 4 can either be here or here. Now, we can solve for it before we make a note. So on the right-hand column of boxes, 4's on the left, 4's on the right, therefore 4 must be in the middle, and there's only one middle cell remaining in the top right box. Therefore, this is the number 4. Okay, 4 only has one remaining. Let's solve for it. I think it's in the middle column. So 4 is here. Therefore, this must be a 4. That must be a 3. So since the 3 is going to be somewhere here, the 3 must be here on this side. 3 cannot be there. Therefore, this is a 3. So 3 cannot be there. This is a 3. Therefore, this is an 8. And therefore, this is where the 7 lives. And therefore, this is where the 8 lives. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need a 5. So 5 is going to be right here. 6, we need a 7. 7 is going to be here. And then, oops, you have to watch. I got to keep a close eye because of my left-handed. That even happens when I'm right-handed. Okay. So I look at this middle row of cells and this bottom row of boxes, and I see it's missing the number 8, and there's an 8 right there. So this must be an 8. And therefore, this now must be a 5. Therefore, this is a 3. Okay, we can find out the other number here. 9876543 is the other number. We still don't have enough information. We can also find out the other number here. 987 is the other number. Oops, 65 is the other number. So we'll complete that. So now, here we go. 1, 2, 3 is missing. 3 can't be there, so 3 needs to be here or here. 4 and 5 is missing. Oops, 5, so the only missing number here is 5. So that helps us. That means this is going to be 7. Therefore, this is going to be 5. And we still don't have 2 or 3 solved for, do we? No, we do not. Okay, how are we going to get out of this dilemma? We're going to find out what the other number is, and then whatever that other number is, that's going to help us. It's the 8. The 8 is missing, so 8 cannot be there. 8 must be here. Now we've, in effect, solved the puzzle. It's just a matter of completing the numbers to get to that all-important number 1. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope you can join us for tomorrow for the weekend. And who knows, it's potpourri on the weekend. We don't know whether it'll be anywhere from easy to expert on the weekends. And I hope you have a good one. Thanks for joining us. I'm putting Amazon links sometime in the future down on the bottom for books and stuff on Sudoku or anything like that. And that's the way this channel survives. So if you think about it or just shop and check it out, it'd be a great thing. Thanks a lot. Have a great weekend. Bye.